Dennis Buckley bought this jet boat in an auction, and it's been sitting in his backyard for nearly 10 years.
I went to an auction not for boats. It just happened to be there.
He's finally decided to renovate the boat so that he and his family can go water skiing this summer.
I have built cars for racing, built my own exhaust systems for them, so I do sort of know what I'm doing.
He's a busy man, and finding time to work on the boat is becoming increasingly difficult. But he remains confident in his own ability.
Top of class in woodwork and top of class in metalwork and in science, so.
So, he's determined to finish the boat and get some high-octane, jet-propelled action before the end of summer.
There you go. It's wet today, soaked from head to toe.
Although it's been raining all week, Dennis has managed to clear some space in his garden to start work on the boat. And his first job is to find out whether the engine is worth keeping.
This bottom hose that came off that radiator is the normal entry for water to cool an engine. And at the moment, there's no way of knowing where this goes, what's supposed to happen with it.
All of this is academic if the engine doesn't even work, which it hasn't done for 10 years.
Just put a battery on.
Nevertheless, Dennis has decided to go ahead and see if the engine will turn over.
Try the old shock method. Sometimes helps. We've got a seized alternator. Wow, tight engine. We'll try a spanner on that one.
It's not surprising the engine won't turn over, having been left out open to the elements since Dennis bought it.
Oh, it's certainly got full rotation. Whoop. Action. Oh, lovely.
This is where Dennis is in his element. With everything he needs around him in the yard, improvisation is the key to making things work.
See that spark? It's very faint, but there's a spark there. Right, we've got everything we need now. The engine's turning. We've got a spark. Now we need fuel. That's never been on there. Look at the size of it. They must have had a rubber piece in between the two. Right, that's not a problem. Just have to find a better piece of fuel pipe.
Without an adequate bit of fuel pipe attached to the engine, Dennis will have to find one in his backup supply in the garden.
That's a water pipe.
And with some quick reshaping, Dennis might have a result.
There we go. Right, let's have a look at that one. Snug fit.
With the help of gravity, Dennis introduces some petrol into the carburettor in the old-fashioned way. And a quick top-up might get the engine firing.
I'm going to touch these wires. We'll see if the engine runs. Perhaps it means another tap with the hammer. How about that? Well, she runs. In a fashion.
Dennis wasn't joking when he said he came top in science, and after running the engine for a bit longer, an interesting dilemma comes to light.
Just remove this prop shaft to disconnect the engine from the jet unit, because there were some strange noises when we ran that engine. I've just run the engine on tick over, sounded lovely. Put a few revs on, still sounded nice. Let it tick over again, brilliant. So I think The problems we might have are actually in the jet unit, which is not something we thought about. We've got a very rare jet unit here, so we might be looking for spares or manufacturing parts to fit it. I don't think he'll scrap it. Most of it's, you know, if it turns, it's probably just some bearings that want replacing. Let's hope so.
In search of some specialist advice, Dennis is now hot on the trail of UA Engineering, the company that made the unit.
No number registered to that? Right, OK, thank you. The only thing that I don't really know much about yet is this jet unit, what damage is in it. I'm fully confident that I can take it apart, look at it, and have something built for it if nothing's available. It's whether that, you know, how much time and money that bit takes.
Dennis is in luck.
Hello?
After some initial inquiries, he gets the phone call he's been waiting for.
Yes. With further investigation, we found out the man that's developed this unit has moved to Australia. And now we've got contact with him. And he's going to come from Australia over here just to have a look at this unit, because obviously it's part of his history and he seems to be very interested in seeing what's happened to it.
Dennis Buckley PI is proving to be a bit of an all-rounder. And in preparation for the visit, he decides to move the boat, pull out the engine and remove the fuel tank. And as summer approaches, Dennis's garden is finally looking less cluttered.
It's getting better every time.
Hello?
Hello?
Dennis?
Andrew?
Yeah, it's Andrew Osborne, yeah, UA Engineering.
Andrew Osborne designed and built jet units for his company UA Engineering. And although he no longer builds the units, he was interested to find out what Dennis had discovered in his backyard.
Yeah, that's one of our jet units, all right, although it's been modified quite a bit, I think.
What do you think
It
to
looks a
it?
bit dodgy, I have to tell you at this stage.
Yes.
You had the engine out?
Yes.
What sort of engine was it?
It's on the floor there, Ford V6.
Oh, heavens.
It doesn't come complete with the wheelbarrow, that's an extra. I think we've got a very slight downward angle front prop shaft, pretty
Hang
much.
on, this isn't our jet unit on this end. This is something different.
That's something different.
At the moment, it looks as if Dennis has got a boat with two different jet units cobbled together.
If you put our tailpipe onto their jet unit, God knows how it all will work. I have no idea at all. Have to have a look at it, but it might be a complete disaster. I'd have to warn you.
It could be.
Andrew is unconvinced that this current setup is worth the effort, or even safe to continue with, and he's not even sure where the unit came from.
All the units that we sent out were numbered, but I'm a little bit suspicious.
Did you have any go missing?
Well, that's what I'm suspicious about.
And what about the engine? Having got it started, is it the right one to power the unit?
If you want to have a really big flash engine and you want to go along at about 4.5 miles an hour and the thing is going to vibrate quite badly, make a lot of noise and so on, but if that's what you want to do, the engine will do the trick.
Lovely.
Unimpressed with Dennis's project so far, Andrew is keen to take the unit off to make sure he can make a proper diagnosis.
There isn't even a bearing in there.
Right, lovely.
It's nothing. It should be a completely different tailpipe. That's not our impeller. It's not our front end. Not our unit, Dennis.
So that's it. That's yours.
This is ours. Nice little spare part you've got here, and that's it, really.
But of course, Dennis doesn't give up easily, and he's still keen to find a way around the problem.
So if we were going to stick with this unit, we need to put a bearing here and somehow attach it so that would sit in it. Now that sounds like a bit of a big job. Would it be possible?
Don't even think about it, Dennis.
No.
Don't even think about it.
But still, Dennis isn't satisfied, and he convinces Andrew to have one last look under the boat.
Well, you might be able to get away with it, you know. Maybe we could do something. Let me come out again and let's have a think about this. There's this impeller here, and then a length of shaft about that long, and then a further impeller. So you've got an impeller here rotating, and an impeller here rotating. So this thing probably like this would rotate. It would be really quite interesting just to have a go with it. Just bolt this back on,
Yes,
see what happened.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's what I thought I'd do anyway.
You're going to do that? It should go forward anyway.
Yes.
That I think I can guarantee. The rest of it, I have no idea. It'd be really interesting to see.
Life jackets and paddles?
At least,
Yes.
at least, I think.
Andrew's advice is to do a test run before he does any more work on the boat. What has Dennis let himself into? Will this engine power the jet unit? Will the jet unit work? And is it even safe to run? The tests will answer all these questions and will confirm whether or not it's worth Dennis continuing with the project. In the next episode, when I revisit Dennis for the last time, we'll find out whether this boat and the project will sink or swim.
But I've only got a week to make my decision, or even less.